Good morning, everyone. Myself, I am G Charan from Triple E branch. Today's my tech talk topic of electrical power transmission system is the shed hole influence on the electrical performance of composite insulators. About this introduction is the shed hole is a critical component of composite insulators. The electrical performance of composite insulators can be influenced by the design and characteristics of the shed hole. This presentation will explore the various factors that impact the electrical performance of composite insulators due to the shed hole design. Composite insulators due to shed hole design. Shed hole design. Shed hole design is designed to provide a controlled leakage path for surface contaminants. Shed hole design is nothing but to provide a controlled leakage path for surface contaminants. The size and shape of the shed hole plays a significant role in determining the electrical performance of the composite insulators. The size and shape of the shed hole play a significant role in determining the electrically performance of the composite insulator. The shed hole design needs to balance the requirements of sufficient leakage current with maintaining adequate electrical insulation. Leakage current. The shed hole influences the leakage current behavior of the composite insulator. Proper shed hole design helps in maintaining a stable and controllable leakage current. Proper shed hole design helps in maintaining a stable and controlled leakage current. Inadequate shed hole design can lead to higher leakage currents, increasing the risk of the electrically breakdown of the current. Tracking and erosion resistance. The shed hole design affects the tracking and erosion resistance of the composite insulator. A well designed shed hole helps prevent the formation of tracking paths due to surface contaminants. Tracking erosion. Inadequate shed hole design can lead to increased tracking and erosion, reducing the electrical performance and lifespan of insulator. Tracking and erosion resistance were having the resistance of the composite insulators as well as helps prevent the formation of tracking paths due to surface contaminants and reducing the electrical performance. Hydrophobicity and contaminant repellency. The shed hole design influences the hydrophobicity and contaminant repellency of the composite insulator. Proper shed hole design ensures effective shading of water and contaminants, maintaining the insulator's electrical performance. Inadequate shed hole design can result in water and contaminants accumulating, reducing the hydrophobicity and increasing the risk of the flashovers. Where hydrophobic and contaminant repellents were having the proper shed hole design where shading of water and the composite insulators of the reducing the hydrophobicity and increasing the risk of the flashover, corona and radio interference. The shed hole design affects corona and radio interference levels. Proper shed hole design helps in minimizing corona discharge and associated radio interference. Inadequate shed hole design can lead to increased corona and radio interference affecting the electrical performance of the insulator and nearby equipment of the corona and radio interference. The corona and radio interference has the shed hole design affected, and it consists of minimizing corona discharge and interference of the affecting electrical performance of the insulators. Material selection. The material used for the shed hole impacts the electrical performance of the composite insulator. The shed hole material should have good electrical insulation properties. Material compatibility with the composite insulators and environmental conditions is crucial for maintaining electrical performance. Material selection is nothing but the shed hole impacts the electrical performance of composite insulators, and shed hole material having the good electrical insulation properties, and it contains the environment conditions and maintaining electrical performance. Environmental conditions. The shed hole design should consider the environmental conditions where the composite insulator will be used. Factors such as pollution levels, humidity, temperature, and UV radiations can impact the electrical performance. Proper shed hole design takes into account these environmental factors to ensure optimal electric performance. Where environmental conditions were having the composed insulators, and it has population levels, humidity. It consists of such as factors or population levels, humidity, temperature, and UV radiations can impact the electrical performance. Proper shed hole design takes into account these environmental factors to ensure optimal electrical performance. Testing and standards. Various testing methods and standards exist to evaluate the electrical performance of composite insulator, including shed hole influence. Testing may include leakage current measurements, tracking and erosion test, and flashover voltage test. Compliance with industry standard ensures the electrical performance of the insulator is within acceptable limits. The testing standards were having the various methods and standard exists to evaluate the composite insulators. Shed influence. Testing may include leakage current measurements, tracking, erosion test, voltage test, and it performs the insulators with acceptable limits. And conclusion, the shed hole design significantly influences the electrical performance of composite insulators. Proper shed hole design ensure control leakage current, tracking and erosion resistance, and effective hydrophilic. Consideration of material selection, environmental conditions, and compliance with testing standard is crucial for maintaining optimal electrical performance of the schedule of the environmental conditions. Thank you.